In order for your body to burn off stored fat, your fat cells must allow the fat to be released, right? Remember this because we're going to come full circle. So let's start with the simple question. What is body fat? Body fat is stored energy. That's all it is. It's the reserve tank of energy that we have in case we can't get to food. And under normal circumstances, stored fat will be released when you need energy in between meals or when you're moving around a lot. The body fat stored on your body is controlled by a hormone called insulin. All hormones are chemical messengers. They travel through your blood and tell your cells what to do. This is how insulin works. Insulin is released when you eat carbohydrates. Okay, so you eat a carbohydrate. Let's say it's a big bowl of rice. Those carbohydrates are digested until they become small molecules of glucose. And like everything you eat, that glucose will move into your bloodstream. The purpose of our bloodstream is to deliver nutrients and hormones to all of our cells. You can see here glucose moving through your blood and being absorbed. Next, insulin is released from your pancreas. Insulin's job is to move the sugar from your bloodstream and into your cells because having too much sugar in your blood is dangerous. We all know this from diabetes, right? Your body will always try to keep your blood glucose at a right level. It can't go too high and it can't go too low, or you'll get very sick. So we have insulin to lower blood glucose and other hormones to release glucose into your bloodstream if it ever gets too low. So what's the purpose of blood glucose? Glucose is used as a form of energy, just like your stored body fat. The difference is it's quick, fast-acting energy. Blood glucose is used to fuel your organs, including your brain, your kidneys, your muscles, or your heart, and all of your other organs. The glucose you absorb is stored in your liver and your muscles. This type of sugar is called glycogen. The body can't store a lot of glycogen. It's there to keep your whole body stable between meals. Glycogen has two jobs. It's released from your muscles when you need fast energy, like for example if you were to get up right now and do 20 star jumps. Or it's released from your liver to stabilize your blood sugars in between meals. So your brain and other organs have fuel to function. If your glycogen stores become low, your body will start to use up stored body fat as energy instead of using glycogen. So when you eat your carbohydrates, you'll have a lot of blood sugar, right? Then insulin will store the blood glucose in your liver and muscles. But what happens if your liver and your muscles are full of glycogen? What happens when your energy tanks are full of fuel? The excess blood sugar will be converted to fat and stored as more body fat. Can you see how insulin is a storage hormone? It stores energy in the forms of sugar and fat. Insulin isn't the bad guy. It's just doing its job. Without it, we can't survive. I want you to think of insulin as our warehouse manager. And like any good warehouse manager, insulin will preserve the most precious goods. While insulin sends a signal to fill up our fat cells, it also sends a signal to stop burning fat. That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, fat is our major energy storage. A fat cell will give us a lot more energy than sugar will. So if we have a warehouse full of sugar, which is quick, easy energy, why would our body ever want to use up body fat as energy? That's our reserve tank. So insulin locks up our fat cells and keeps it for later. So this means your fat cells can't be used. Your body cannot burn off body fat with an abundance of blood sugar and insulin. You must remember this. Insulin is a storage hormone and a growth hormone. And the only way to control your insulin and blood sugars is to control your carbohydrate intake. So let's do a quick recap. You eat carbs. Those carbs turn into glucose, which releases insulin. Insulin stores as much glucose as it can in your liver and your muscles, and any excess is turned into fat. At the same time, insulin locks up your fat cells so you can't burn it off. This is what I want you to know. All carbohydrates send a signal to your cells to stop burning fat and instead store fat. So here's the upside of reducing your carbohydrates. You'll feel more energy because you'll be using up stored body fat. And here's the thing, fat gives us an abundance of energy. It's long-lasting energy, and you'll feel a lot less hungry. And you won't get that afternoon dip in energy anymore. You won't get that 2 o'clock slump. Your hormones will be stable as well. Trust me, life is a lot happier without loads and loads of carbs in your diet.